Welcome to the Universe Within, Session 7. In this episode, we are tuning into the law of gender, or the law of generation, that resides in the root chakra. And it's the final episode in the series. So we'll begin standing at the top of the mat, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, leading with the heart, forward fold. Half lift on the inhale. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, tops of the feet on the mat, lowering down to the earth. Coming into a cobra shape on your inhale. Exhale, draw down. Tuck the toes, move gently through tabletop to downward facing dog. Taking some very small steps, 1 foot at a time, feeling each foot moving along the mat. And we'll meet in another half lift shape at the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back rise as you to stand. Exhale, heart center. So this time we'll do the more traditional version of this vinyasa. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, hinge forward fold. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So finding the warmth in the body here, some stability, focus. We'll come down to hands and knees and just allow the hips to sway from side to side for a moment, finding yourself stacking your joints. Then we'll really tune into the root, the very base of the spine, and we'll allow that space to guide these cat and cow shapes. So notice how when you start at the tail, everything else begins to curl to greet the shape. Starting at the tail, everything curls in the other direction. We're going to tuck the toes under and sit hips to heels, maybe physically moving the toes wider apart for a toe squat. Inviting some shoulder shrugs in this toe squat. Maybe opening up the mouth and sticking out your tongue. So in this practice, the emphasis is on creating the sacred union of the masculine and the feminine energies. Coming back to tabletop, untuck the toes, pat them out on the mat. Come into downward facing dog. Now we're going to take the hands back toward the feet for a forward fold. Half lift on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Flat back rise as you up, arms reach. Exhale, heart center. So finding the sacred union between masculine and feminine, we're going to practice some walking balance postures. So standing on the left foot, reaching the left knee up. Gently bring the left foot forward, ground into it before reaching the left knee up. Set the left foot down, ground into it. Right knee reaches up. Set that foot down, ground into the right foot. Left knee reaches up once more. Ground into both feet. We're going to bend the knees and sweep the fingers, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Moving through your vinyasa. Finding stability, ease. And we'll take the right leg up to the sky in three-legged dog. Feel as the hips are square or parallel to the earth, that structure, that stability. And then open the hip. Maybe bend into the knee, maybe point the toes of that left leg, and just feel wild feminine as your hips open. Then we'll come into warrior one. So bringing that right foot forward, back foot at 45 degrees. And we're going to play with finding the balance of masculine and feminine expression. Inhale, reach. Exhale, make fists and slowly draw the fists along the side body, engaging the biceps. Feel the strength and focus and vitality here. And then soften, opening the hands, creating cups with the hands. Feel the body surrender and find ease in this posture. Now we're going to grab opposite elbows behind the body, bring the stance slightly shorter, straighten into that front leg, and then moving into a pyramid pose. Hips are still parallel to the top of the mat, strong, grounded, rooted, and keep it half lifted here in the spine. Finding that action and presence. Maybe a little back bend. Then we'll bring the shape to open into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So now the feet are in one line, perpendicular, and we straighten into the front knee, really engaging the strength. Take your hands under your hip points, and then imagine your hips are drawing behind you as you lean the torso forward, and then softly caress your hand down your leg and reach for the foot, the block, the earth, gently bringing the hand up to the sky. Maybe your gaze is up to the sky. Breathe here. Bring the gaze down to the hand, and then inhale, bring it into a nice stargazer pose, which is a side body stretch. Still grounded, rooted, stable through the legs. Now we're moving through a vinyasa, cartwheeling the hands forward, moving through. Greeting yourself in downward facing dog. Now we'll come into a tabletop shape. Once more, noticing the tail, guiding the cat and cows. Emphasis on the root chakra. And then we'll get more playful with it, inviting the spine to become a jump rope, maybe bending into elbows, getting really feminine and wild with it, flowy, right? So we create the stability for the flow. We create the structure through the masculine energy to invite the feminine to feel safe to flow. And that's how we create the sacred union within. So we're taking the hips to the heels with the tops of the feet on the mat. Maybe to gently lift up one knee at a time for ankle and top of the foot stretch. Maybe we lean back on the hands, bringing both knees up, and maybe we balance here without the hands. Yeah, when you feel complete, coming down, moving into hands and knees, and then tucking the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inviting that left leg to rise with the square hips. And then inviting the opening by beginning to stack the hips, maybe bending into the knee. And then we'll draw the foot forward, drop that back foot at 45 degrees, coming into Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Once again, we're going to play with that masculine and feminine energy here. Make the hands into fists. Slowly draw them down as you engage your biceps, bringing the hands along the side body, feeling activated, proud, strong. And then soften open the hands. Make them into cups of receiving, tuning into the feminine energy in the same posture. Now we're going to grab opposite elbows, shorten the stance, lengthen in through that front leg, and move into that pyramid pose. So inviting the spine to stay long here. Imagining the crown is lengthening to the opposite side of the room, keeping engagement in the strength of the legs, noticing the hips parallel to the top of the mat. Breathe. Inhale, rise up, maybe find a little back bend, dipping into a bend in that back knee. And then we'll move into Trikonasana, left hand down. So we're opening up the hips to the long side of the mat. The feet are in one long line, perpendicular. Take the hands to below the hip points and then draw the hips back, slowly feeling the hips draw back. And then gently and lovingly caress that left hand down the leg, resting on the leg or a block or the earth. Allow the right arm to reach up to the sky. Maybe the gaze looks up at that hand. Feeling the strength, feeling the ease. Tuning into the sacred union of both masculine and feminine. Finding balance. Look down at the hand. Come into stargazer. So the left arm reaches up and back for a side body stretch. Yeah. And then moving into another vinyasa. So from high plank, lower down, chaturanga dandasana, to urdhva mukha svanasana, to adho mukha svanasana. Feel yourself in the posture here. Breathing. Finding that sacred union of effort and ease, of tenderness and strength. And then maybe get a little bit playful with it, right? You have that structure so the feminine can flow. So lifting and dropping the heels, allowing the booty to shake, allowing the root chakra to activate, remove shame. And then we'll move into high plank to downward dog, just rolling with your spine, with your movements, getting a little bit more intuitive, playful, sensual. Notice what feels good. And then begin to walk the hands toward the feet at the back of the mat once more. Forward fold. Half lift on your inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana, that high chair pose. Exhale, straighten the knees, hands to heart. So we'll move back into this walking balance. So standing on the left foot, reaching the arms up overhead, right knee rises, and then slowly set that right foot down, balance on it, and then inhale, left knee and arms up. Left foot comes down to the earth, hands to prayer. Standing on the left foot, rise that right knee, Draw it back. Ground into the right foot as you lift the left knee once more, and then bring the feet side by side. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Moving through your vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, find a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the right leg up. Draw the knee forward, and we'll tick-tock the knee from elbow to elbow, back and forth, finding the action, the strength, the drive. Lengthen the leg back up. When you're through, take that right foot forward. We're coming back into Warrior One. Inhale, arms rise. Bring the fists to the side body, strengthen the biceps, stick out your tongue, and then soften the hands into cups. Soften. Beautiful. Coming into that pyramid pose again, either grabbing opposite elbows or you can try reverse prayer hands. Starting off with that nice half lift shape in this posture, nice and mindful and activated. And if you have space, you can reach the heart toward the shin and fold a little deeper. It's a pretty intense stretch, so just listen to your body. Rise up, maybe find a little back bend, unfurl the arms. And then we're opening up into Trikonasana. Reach the arms out this time. Reach those right fingertips forward. And then draw the right hand down. Left arm reaches. Effort and ease. Masculine and feminine. Finding the union. We talked about this in the law of polarity, right? Masculine and feminine are two poles. Now we're going to come into Warrior Two. Bending into that front knee, maybe lengthening out your stance. And then we'll pop into Ardha Chandrasana, which is that half moon balance posture. Right hand to block if that feels better for you. Nice open hips here from that Warrior Two shape to this standing posture. Pop back into that Warrior Two briefly to come feet wide into nice goddess legs. Take the hands to create a root system. Maybe reach for the earth with the hands. Drawing the root up to the heart, inviting the flow, this balance, this union to be found within. Maybe lifting and dropping the heels. Maybe popping them both up. Yeah, fierce, wild, balanced, activated. Coming into Warrior Two, a little exhalation. And then we'll move into triangle pose. So reaching those left fingertips forward, bringing the hand down to the shin, reaching that right arm up, maybe gazing up at the hand. Really feeling yourself reaching through the arms and the crown of the head, stable and grounded through the legs. Look down at that left hand. On your next inhale, rise up. We're going to come back into pyramid pose. So we adjust the stance so the hips are facing to the front of the mat now. Maybe come into reverse prayer or grab opposite elbows. Lengthen the spine, strengthen the stance, stay in the half lift shape, or you can fold a little deeper forward, nice long spine. Breathe. Inhale, rise up, unfurl the arms. Nice. Then we'll move into warrior one once more. Lift the arms. Tight fists drawing the strong shape to the side body. And then soften, opening the hands. Gesture of receiving and surrender. Yeah, beautiful. Now we have to come into that Ardha Chandrasana on this side. So we're just going to pop up from warrior one and then open the hip in the air. I often think of open hip postures as feminine and closed hip postures as masculine, but that's just me. Moving through vinyasa here if you wish. Arriving in downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Open the hip. So you're feeling the difference between that closed hip and open hip. Nice. And then we draw that left knee forward in high plank to oscillate from elbow to elbow, elbow to elbow, elbow to elbow. Strength, strength. Yes. Lengthen out. Downward facing dog. Lots of times we look for the sacred union outside of us, but it's all within us. So from this downward dog, if you'd like to lift and drop your heels for some more root chakra activation, allowing your booty to shake. That's why I like to wear little shorts when I do yoga in the privacy of my own home, so that I can feel the jiggle of my body. Stepping or hopping up to the half lift shape. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the fingers, Utkatasana. Yeah, beautiful. Maybe interlace fingers, extend the pointer, and look up at the hands. Nice. Inhale, exhale, straighten the knees, bring the hands to the heart. Standing in mountain pose for a moment, feeling the balance. Left foot and right foot grounded equally on the earth. We'll move into another vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold, move through, and we'll meet to come into some seated work. So from the downward dog shape, stepping or hopping into a seat, extend the left leg, allow that right knee to bend, allowing that heel to come close to the body, flexing the left toes toward the face, sitting way up tall on your sit bones, and then gently allowing that right knee to open. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, Janusirsasana A. Half lift on your inhale, long spine. Exhale, allow the fold to be led by the heart. And the gaze is at the toes here. And as you inhale, tune into the root. And as you exhale, see if you can activate your Mula Bandha, which is pulling the perineum in and up. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull Mula Bandha up. Inhale, release. Exhale, pulling Mula Bandha in and up. This is the pelvic floor area. Coming back up tall. We'll take both legs long, shake them out, maybe lift your seat. Shake them out, lift your seat. Shake them out, lift your seat. We'll bend into the left knee now, bringing it really close. Flexing the right toes toward the face now, and then gently opening up the left knee to the side. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lean forward. Maybe gaze looks at the toes. Once again, inhale, tune into the root chakra, the pelvic floor. Exhale, draw the mula bandha, the perineum, up and in. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull mula bandha up and in. Right? This is the root bond, the root lock. Breathing. Inhale, rise. And then we'll move through a vinyasa. This is optional. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, urdhva mukha svanasana. Exhale, adho mukha svanasana. Nice. Stepping or hopping. And now we'll come into Janu Sirsasana B, sitting the perineum on the heel. So you can stay in regular Janu A, like we just did, or lift up your seat, bring your seat forward so you're sitting on your heel at the perineum. So that's the space between the two holes for women, or in front of the hole for the men. You might need to adjust. If it feels okay, you can fold forward here like you did in Janu A. If it doesn't feel good and you need support of your hands to keep you steady, you're welcome to stay upright. Soften into this pelvic floor activation. Allow this root to be energized and activated by your body. Beautiful. Pop up off of it, extend the legs, shake them out, lift and drop the seat just for a little bit of warmth. Then we'll bend into the left knee, draw it close, open up the left knee. Same position as before. If you want the extra, you lift up your seat and you draw the shape forward so you're sitting perineum on heel. Only if it feels okay, you can fold forward. If not, just come up tall. Breathe. Just notice if you can soften the seat on the heel here. And you don't have to stay long, but coming into contact with the root chakra, with your gender, recognizing that we need both masculine energy and feminine energy for creation. Come up off of it, move through a vinyasa if you wish. So we'll come just rocking and rolling up and down on the spine, and you can just keep it light, just rocking, rolling, or you can come all the way to a plow pose. Just see how it feels in your body to move. And if you would like to pause in a plow pose, you are welcome to. Just really allowing the root to rise up to the sky. And if you'd like to grab the outsides of your feet and roll up into this balance where you're balancing on the sit bones and coming into sort of a forward fold, right? But a nice long spine, the gaze is up to the toes. You can come here if you like, breathing. And then coming out of it, we'll rock and roll a little bit more. Eventually, we'll make our way to Malasana or Yogi Squat. Maybe you can move right from that roll to the squat, or maybe you just get there. You can definitely sit on a block or two to make this a more passive posture, or you can have it be more active without the block. So it's up to you. So allowing your knees to be wide, maybe your hands are on the earth, maybe your elbows are inside the knees, hands to prayer. Once more, tune into Muladhara, which is the root chakra. Tune into the wild, primordial essence of being a human being on earth. Feeling safe, protected in your earth body. Maybe bring the hands down to the earth in sort of an upside down lotus mudra and really feel yourself rooted and grounded into this earth, understanding that all creation came from the merging of the masculine and the feminine energies. We honor them and we celebrate them. You can come into an arm balance here. I'm going to take the hands to cup the heels and then lift off of the legs and cross my feet at the ankles. Nice. So the next place to be is on the back. You can hug the knees into the chest here and simply arrive. Feeling the back on the earth, feeling the warmth that you've cultivated in your practice. Just noticing yourself in the present moment, the masculine, the feminine. Notice where you find balance easily in the two poles of masculine and feminine. Notice where you feel unstable. As you reach the arms and legs up to the sky, and we'll move into Ananda Balasana, or as they say, happy baby. Really, it's blissful baby. And really tuning into yourself as a baby for a moment, right? You had masculine and feminine energy come together to create you, your physical body. You were a baby. You are the manifestation of masculine and feminine energy combined. And just notice the bliss that you feel in yourself, or whatever sort of emotions you feel about that in this moment. When you feel ready to come out of your happy baby shape, finding some intuitive movements for a moment, still tuning into that inner child, the physical body, being a human on earth. And then we'll stretch the arms overhead and reach the legs long. And invite a side body stretch. So we're stretching out the left side of the body by inviting the feet and the hands to come over to the right. The left side of the body is the feminine side. So as you're here, notice how it feels to identify with feminine energy. Notice what comes up for you when you invite the feminine energy to be present in your awareness now, as you breathe into the whole left side of the body. Coming back to center, nice stretch in the middle, and then allow yourself to come over to the left side with your hands and your feet, keeping both hips on the earth. Now stretching out the right side of the body. The right side of the body is the masculine side. Notice how it feels to identify with masculine energy in this moment. Just noticing where you feel ease, where you feel restriction, what kind of stories play out when you contemplate these two energies within you. And this is beautiful information because the areas where we feel at home, we are already expressing the gifts of that energy. The areas that we don't feel as easeful are really the areas we can lean into more to unearth the gifts there for us. Coming back to center. Hugging the knees in. Maybe lifting the head and the shoulders off of the earth to make a tight, tight, tight ball. And then it will be time to come into a rest. So coming into your Savasana shape, just inviting these two energies to exist within you, coming into greater harmony and balance so that you may experience the sacred union within. Beginning to find some movement in the body. Bending into the knees. Allowing yourself to roll all the way over to the right side in your fetal position. And rise to an easy seat when you feel ready. Invite your hands to come to the earth once more, creating roots. Slowly reaching the hands up and greeting the heart with the hands in prayer. It has been an honor to guide you through this series, The Universe Within. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. Namaste.